You must start assuming that people will say yes to you. This is definitively the biggest advantage you can give yourself in life, sales, dating, everything. And more so, nobody does it. Everybody is caught up in their own head, believing that they need to convince people, that they need to persuade, that nobody is interested in what they have to offer. And that's why they get a life of pain. Today is the last day that you struggle with this mentality. Shift to an assumed yes. Before you have a conversation, you are either assuming a no from that person or you are assuming a yes. The default is survival. Survival is, I just need to get through the conversation. The conscious level is when we know with complete certainty this individual will say, yes, I just need to have a conversation. Now, does that mean we have that assumption from an entitled point of view? No. You go into that conversation excited, you go into that conversation asking the right questions, you no longer are caught up in your own insecurities, you can forget yourself and you can focus entirely on the individual in front of you. I've seen this quite literally thousands of times in sales, in my own career and also the many people that I've taught in sales as well. When I started out as a personal trainer and I couldn't sell a single thing, it was me. It was nothing to do with the client. It was the way that I showed up. I didn't believe that they were going to buy. Ever. I didn't believe that people had money. I didn't believe when they had money that they would be interested in buying from me. That's why every single consultation I had, every client said no. And I mean, it was 100%. I never once got a yes from a client. Then I reframed my belief that every client is a yes. And I knew when I walked into that conversation that I would hear a yes from them. My body language changed, eye contact became strong, I didn't stutter and stammer over my words, and I was able to ask questions with calm, conviction, and confidence. This is not a technique. In fact, let's throw all the fucking techniques out of the window. Bring everything back to you, your frame, your calm. And you can put this into every single scenario in life. Imagine asking someone out for a date, but by the time you've walked up to them, doubt has already crept in, and that doubt has become your body language. That doubt has become your tone of voice. That doubt has become your lack of eye contact. By the time you end up asking them out for a date, you stutter over your words, you sound awkward, and then all you want to do is get out of there as quickly as possible. When you shift to a mentality that everybody is a yes, it sounds arrogant, it sounds egotistical, but I guarantee you, you could not be arrogant or egotistical even if you tried. You cannot fake it. If you are a good person, you are only going to do more good. But it comes back to understanding this. Is approaching people from a place of no helping you right now? Is believing that that client is going to say, I need to think about it before you even have the conversation, is that serving you? Is it getting you the results that you want? If the answer is no, then again, today is the day to change. I can't imagine doing these videos if I assumed that people aren't going to like them. I don't care if people like them or not. I'm here to simply deliver this, and I make an assumption that people are going to like my videos and I'm going to find my people. That's how we create our reality instead of being a victim of circumstance. So this is step one of what you need to do to change this. Remember, every single conversation you go into, you've already decided in advance if that conversation is going to go well or if that person's going to say no. You quite literally wake up in the morning and you decide in advance if it's going to be a great day or if it's going to be a shitty day. And most people, by the time they get to work, they've already decided it's going to be a shitty day. They get caught up in traffic, they have some road rage, and by the time they get to the office, they're like, don't even talk to me until I've had my coffee. Well, you fucking wonder why your life is shit. Because you are making it shit. Because you are being a shit magnet. Instead of assuming that, wow, I'm stuck in traffic, that gives me some more time to listen to my favorite song or podcast or just have some time to meditate. Right now, doing this video, there's a shitload of noise in the background, so just started drilling. Is it going to stop me? Oh, I can't do the video now because there's some background noise. We are so much more powerful than the external. A few years ago, yes, this would have affected me. But today, I've come to realize that all of it is bullshit. Everything is a manifestation from you. The sales that you are making or not making in your business is a reflection of you. If you're getting objections from your clients, that is a reflection of you, and specifically what you are deciding in advance. So let's move on to the next step, specifically business. Let's take the next 30 days in your business. Have you already, and I want you to truly think about this and feel it on a deep level, have you already decided that the next 30 days in your business are going to be a failure, are going to be stressful, you're going to be overwhelmed. You're going to get more of what you've got over the last however many years you've been in business. Or have you, when you sit with this properly, I'm not just talking about a thought, yeah, I totally believe that I'm going to be successful in business. No, let's be real here. When you sit with this and you're truly present, have you settled into that headspace? You embodied that the next 30 days in my business will be the best 30 days in my business yet. Because remember, we decide in advance everything. And most people, and I mean this, 99% of people are assuming a no. They're assuming a no in life, they're assuming a no in dating, and they're assuming a no in sales. And this is exactly why most people are living way under their potential and wondering why they're not happy in life. And none of us are excluded from this default behavior. Remember, your mind doesn't give a shit about your success. It only cares about your survival. So you're always going to default to the negative. We're always looking for the danger. And that's why it's easy to think negatively. To think positively, to assume the yes, requires practice, requires daily discipline, a conscious level. Before I filmed this video, I ran through in my mind again and again that this is going to be a shit hot video, that people are going to connect with this, and that resulted in me being excited to film this video. But if you end up like a lot of the clients that I've had over the years, that when I first start working with them, they're assuming a no from every single client. They do not believe that their clients will say yes. I'll give you an example of one client. She said, Pete, I know you talk about selling for thousands and selling these transformations, but my clients don't have money. I said, really? Have you asked them? No, because I know my clients. I said, you know your clients to a point where you're not even willing to make an offer, where you're not even going to sit them down and say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I'm going to be working in a different way to help a few clients on a deeper level, create meaningful change and transformation. And when I was thinking, who would this be perfect for? Who can I help with this? Your name came up. It might be for you, it might not be for you, but I had to let you know. You didn't even say that, right? She said, no, I wouldn't say that to my clients because they're all going to run away. That is a powerful assumption that the negative exists. And when you create that assumption with emotional intensity, and by the way, it is all emotional intensity. When we amplify the emotion into the negative, that I'm going to hear a no, they need to think about it, I can't do this video because there's fucking noise in the background, then that's what you're going to create again and again and again. So what we want to do is shift our emotional intensity to the positive. And yes, it might sound like you are fucking faking it at the beginning, but in life you don't get what you want, you get what you practice. Because up until now, you've been practicing the negative. You've been practicing that you're going to hear a no, and that's why that has become the embodiment. You're embodying a lesser version of you that doesn't believe in themselves. Meanwhile, when you start to practice every single day, and this is the essential step, you start to practice every single day that I'm going to hear a yes. Let me just take one conversation today where I assume the yes, and not from a place of entitlement, but from a place I'm going to show up within my calm, within my certainty, and I am going to make it happen. And this is why I say this in almost all my videos. The most important client that you will ever have is not a client that will pay you, it is the reflection that you see in the mirror, because everything you see in this world is a mirror. This universe is holding up this giant reflection saying, hey, your inner world, this is now your outer world, so good luck. So if you're assuming no, that's why you're hearing no. Start assuming yes, your body language shift, maintain that eye contact, and become the most influential person in the room, not because you're the most charismatic, because maybe that's not you, but because you are truly being you. Drop a comment below, let me know how this video has helped you. If you're not in my community yet, what you're waiting for, click the link below, because I'm not here to simply film content, I'm here to change your life over the next 30 to 90 days. So my question for you to think about, if your life was to change entirely over the next 30 to 90 days as a result of doing the work that we talk about on this channel, what would be different? How would you show up? What transformation would occur? Final question on this is, what's stopping you? It's time for change. It starts today.